Hi there. This is a very, very resistant Facebook Live. Now, I've been doing it for a long time, and this week's been a really strange one. And yesterday I listened to some audio which was really mind-blowing to me, but also has triggered me quite a lot. And there's a gentleman who does a really good podcast called The Overwhelmed Brain. It's a self-help podcast, and it's one of the most popular self-help podcasts out there. Now, I sent a letter in to him to answer on his podcast. He's kind of like a coach, maybe therapist. And I told him about my past, my childhood, and feeling invisible, etc. And he said something to me which made me really think about the way I communicate, the way that I come across on Facebook Live, the way that I come across on podcasts, in my blogs, etc., etc. And while I understand that a lot of people really enjoy my soothing, calming way on my Facebook Live, I realise possibly there's a part of me that's missing from communicating publicly. In a way, I've been showing a public face to the world. Now, what he said to me was, he had a look at my videos and he had a look at my blogs, and he said, I'm just going to read it out to you. He said, in all the representations of you online, I never found an adamant, stern, upset, angry, bold, brash, any type of that sort of, well, he called me Amy because he kept my name out of the picture, Kelly. He said that he wasn't, he couldn't see any upset. I think he saw sadness, but he didn't see me express any anger or any kind of frustration or strong feelings. He said that perhaps that I was somebody who wants to keep the peace and thinks that the path to a peaceful mind is being optimistic or approaching things in a way that I philosophize about things. In other words, I turn difficult life challenges into a spiritual growth lesson. And I don't let, basically he said, don't let negativity pass me by. He said, I should be able to access, as part of the human equation, everything, and what am I holding back when I'm being who I am? Well, online. And I realise, yeah, I don't express everything I feel. I'm not totally honest all of the time. I was talking to a friend recently, and we were both saying about how some people perceive us as angels or kind, compassionate, considerate individuals. And we both laughed, and I said, yeah, I get told by my best friend Mike, they don't have to live with you. And she said, yeah, the same thing. Her partner said, nobody has to live with her either. And I'm sure you know that we're all human. We all have feelings, we all experience anger and frustration, and I guess we want to show our best face to the world, and I didn't think I was still doing that, but I realised that my communication lacks a sense of real passion sometimes. So I'm going to say a few things that have happened to me this week that have really upset me and I'm quite stressed about. I'm trying to keep it confidential with names, but there's somebody who's been very kind to me recently, and I thought, this is nice. It's nice to meet a kind gentleman, just a friend on Facebook. And I was given a gift by this friend, and I thought, oh, that's really nice. That's lovely. I really appreciate receiving gifts from people. And because he's male, sometimes it can be difficult as a woman to receive a gift without thinking there's an ulterior motive. And then this person started to communicate with me, calling me love. And I'm not saying this to hurt this person. I think this person is genuinely a very kind soul. But then a few days later, I received a very large gift in the mail, which is very expensive. Now, as a woman, I get very angry about how we are received online. I get very angry that men watch me, for example, or listen to me and think that I'm someone that they can romance or they can talk to and sweeten me up. I get so many private messages on my Facebook page with guys just saying, "Hi, how are you, darling? How are you, sweetheart?" And I'm very angry about that. I'm not here for that. I'm expressing who I am. And this doesn't mean that I am here to be some guy online who thinks that they can just talk or swoon or charm somebody. That's not what I'm here for. I know I normally do very peaceful lives, but I'm very angry this week. Now, this guy who gave me the gift, I think he's a very gentle, genuine person. I'm not putting him in the segment of trying to romance me. I don't think he was doing that. But the amount of men that misinterpret women, that are simply being nice, is unbelievable. We had the metoo movement about women being sexually assaulted and abused and all around the world. Yet men are not realizing that women are not here to be charmed. Just because a woman's being nice to you, just because a woman's smiling, just because a woman's being kind, it doesn't mean that she wants to be with you. It simply means she's being kind. And I understand that men and women are very different. You know, men do perceive women in a different way. And I talked to my male friend Mike about it, and he said, yeah, a lot of men will think that. A lot of men think that if women are being kind and caring and loving, that they're actually into them. But it's not true. If a woman is genuinely into you, they will tell you straight and clearly. Now, I received this gift, and while I really want to experience abundance and prosperity, I've had a life where I've watched men give to women in my family. Women have not been able to receive money or abundance. They've received gifts from men. They haven't had their own money. They've had pocket money given from my father. Gave pocket money to my mother. My grandmother gave money to my grandfather gave money to my grandmother. And so as a woman, I am trying to become independent and to take care of myself now. So while this guy was very kind and considerate, it really triggered me to think, why am I receiving this? What am I supposed to do with this? It was an unsolicited gift, and giving a gift is kind, yes, but if somebody hasn't asked for it and it's from a man to a woman and you don't really know them very well, it does appear to be that there's an ulterior motive. So this is how I'm feeling today. I'm shaking here, and I'm trying to do what this guy on the Overwhelmed Brain podcast said. I'm trying to be real and to not just be peaceful, loving Kelly. I guess when you're a public figure of any sort, people put you on pedestals, and they think because you talk lovingly or kind or compassionately, or you find a positive slant or an optimistic way of looking at life challenges, that you're always love and light, that you're always kind and considerate, that you're somebody that is really somebody wants to be around. But I'm human, and everybody's human, and we all, behind our closed doors, we may behave differently towards those that we live with our partners, with our children. What we show to the world, we might show this beautiful face, this caring, genuine person. But I can be a bitch. I can be angry. I can be sad. I can be scared. I can be all of this. I've been manipulative in my past. I've guilt tripped people. I've been incredibly envious. I've felt all of these feelings. So I guess I'm just saying that sometimes we need to look at the face behind the face and to recognize our own humanity in everybody that we meet. And as I said earlier, if you're a guy, do not think because a woman is being nice to you that she is interested in you. And if a woman is being really brave and courageous to share herself on the World Wide Web, be it on video or audio or podcasts, etc., this does not invite you to contact her to try and have a romantic communication with this person for whatever reason. It's not on, it's not respectful, and I don't accept it. So this is a very different live, and I'm scared to watch this back. I didn't want to press live today, but I think there's a lot of anger in me that needs to come out. And I'm just going to go into a little bit when I was a child, and I didn't really, I don't think I owned some anger. And when I was brought up and I wanted to get support as a child, I guess in a way I wanted to be validated as a child, my primary caregiver would turn around and look at the wall and face away. So I learned that I didn't exist, I was invisible. So because of that, I spent a very long time people pleasing. I spent a very long time trying to make other people happy. And I've gone some way to being really honest and authentic in my public face, but I haven't fully done this. Since I listened to that podcast yesterday, I also realised that with my friendships, I had difficulty with female friends, and a lot of the friends that I've had, they've not been available, they're not been around, they've basically contacted me on their terms and on their time. And I said, yes, that was fine, until it got too much, and then I got angry. But I realised I was looking for validation in the wrong places. I was trying to be validated. I was trying to receive the attention that I never received as a child. So it's a very powerful realisation I'm having today, and it's a big trigger, and I know it may not be very comfortable to watch, and it might upset people, and people might not want to visit my page again. Maybe not, but to be honest, I'm getting to the point where I don't care. I really need to free my voice, not just the kind, empowered, optimistic, peaceful woman. And I see that some of you have commented, and I haven't seen any of your comments, so I'm going to scroll down now. Hi Jackie. Hi Cynthia. Hi Salik. Hi Melanie. And thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. I didn't want to post this, so I think many women can relate to this, and I think many human beings can relate to us not actually being real, fully real, and trusting that it's okay. Now, the guy who did this podcast posed a really great question to me. He said, what would you say? So how would you express yourself in the world if there were absolutely no consequences to your self-expression? And this is why this video is here today, because I realise I would say this, I would express these feelings today. I'm not going to philosophize it away. I'm experiencing anger, sadness, and frustration. And there's two parts of me. I mean, like with everybody, there's two parts of me. There's the kind, considerate, compassionate, empathic me. And there's part of me that's really passionate and gets angry too. And there's the kind, compassionate part of me is saying I shouldn't have said that the way guys have treated me. I shouldn't have said that I wasn't happy about receiving that gift. That voice is telling me that how unkind and how ungrateful I am for saying this. But the other part of me is saying, why did you do that? I didn't need that. And there's two parts of me. There's a guilt feeling. There's a guilt for actually daring to express something that is not pleasant, that is not loving light, that is really, really strong. I think that's all I'm going to say today, unless I've got a little bit to add from what this guy said to me. He gave me some great questions. I asked him you know, what, oh, I'm feeling invisible. I've felt invisible most of my life. And he said, how would I know when I am visible? And I'd never even questioned that. He said that there's people he meets who say, I just want to be happy. And he'll say, well, what does happy mean? And their answer will be, well, I just don't want to feel stressed and I don't want to feel unhappy. But that's not an answer. So I guess when we really want something, we need to look at the opposite. If we really want to feel peace, what does peace mean? If we really want to feel more relaxed, calm, what does that mean? If we want to feel happy, what does that mean? If we want to feel visible, what does that mean? And he said that until we know what that means, we can't allow it into our lives. We need to know what we're aiming for. So I think that's a good place to end this today. And thank you for watching. And I'm not going to say my next live is going to be all peaceful and love and light. I'm going to have to experiment with this being real. I've spent too long not telling people when they've upset me. I keep it in. Just to keep the peace. And I'm not doing it anymore. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll be back again next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Bye.